everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Stasi.
I'm Steven.
And in this video, we will both be watching Valentine's Day for the first time. How this is going to work, we're going to see what each other knows about the movie. We'll give a few details about it. We'll go watch it, and then we'll come back and give our reviews. Do you know anything about Valentine's Day?
I know that it is a sequel or a prequel or in some way related to New Year's Eve because they mentioned it at the end of New Year's Eve. I guess that sort of lets me know what to expect out of this movie, just a big ensemble hodgepodge of nothingness. So maybe knowing that going in, I won't hate it as much, but I am expecting to not like this movie very much.
Yeah. Well, they always say that the sequel to anything is usually not as good as the first one, so maybe it's better. No? Okay.
Yeah, probably not, but okay. That's high hopes, I guess, but no, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this movie has something to do with Valentine's Day and stuff happening in, like, the lives of 100 people on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
That's just like New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. I don't know anything about the movie, so, like, really zero.
All right, so again, reading off of this cursed Blu-ray case with 4 of the worst movies ever. Some info about Valentine's Day. It looks like Valentine's Day was released back in 2010. It says New Year's Eve was 11, so this came out before New Year's Eve, okay. Stars Jessica Alba, Kathy Bates, Jessica Biel, Bradley Cooper, Eric Dane, Patrick Dempsey, Hector Elizondo, Jamie Foxx, for real though, Jamie Foxx, okay. Jennifer Garner, Topher Grace, Anne Hathaway, Ashton Kutcher, Queen Latifah, Taylor Lautner, George Lopez, Shirley MacLaine, Emma Roberts, Julia Roberts, are you kidding me? And of course, Taylor Swift.
It's perfect. It's right up your alley.
Screenplay by Katherine Fugate. It looks like Valentine's Day was produced by Mike Karz and Wayne Rice. And Valentine's Day was directed by Gary Marshall. All right, enough talking about it. Let's just do this. This is like getting teeth pulled. You just got to go in, get it over with. Let's go watch this movie. Stick around for our review of this bag of shit.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone. We just watched Valentine's Day. I'm going to break it down with a quick synopsis. So basically, this movie has a bunch of notable actors in it, and they're sort of split off into little groups that interact with each other throughout the day. So I'll just go through. Basically, you have Ashton Kutcher. He's a florist. He proposes to Jessica Alba at the beginning of the movie.
That's the cheesiest time to propose to someone, I think.
In a movie?
No, just...
Then he gets in the work van with George Lopez, and they go off to work. Then it cuts to Jamie Foxx, who's a sports reporter, and his boss, played by Kathy Bates, is like, you're going to go do Valentine's Day puff pieces all day, go find out
stuff.
Yeah, what people love about Valentine's Day. He's like, are you kidding me? I'm an actual reporter here. Then it cuts to Topher Grace and Anne Hathaway, who wake up in bed with each other. You find out they've been dating a little bit, and then she runs out, and you find out that she's moonlighting as a phone sex operator, which is pretty hilarious and a little bit beneath her stature. Yeah, she's a phone sex operator. Then it cuts to an older couple. I'm totally spaced on the actors, and their grandson. And they're taking care of this kid, and basically they talk about like his mom not being around, and you're like, what's going on there? You assume she's dead. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then you see Patrick Dempsey and Jennifer Garner. They wake up in bed. Patrick Dempsey's like, I'm a doctor. I got to go to San Francisco to do surgery or some other stupid doctor stuff today, and I can't spend Valentine's Day with you. Then you find out like 5 minutes later that he's lying his ass off, and he's a piece of shit, and he's actually married and has kids. And
goes home to them.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner is his side piece.
Yeah, he's lying to her, though.
Yeah, clearly.
He's a lying asshole.
Patrick Dempsey.
He ends up going to the florist shop with Ashton Kutcher there, who knows Jennifer Garner. They're friends, and he finds out that, this guy's, cheating on his wife with my friend Jennifer Garner, and so he tries to go tell her that, and she doesn't want to listen to him, and she flies off to San Francisco, even though he's not even in San Francisco.
Wow, so he is just a fucking scumbag. Because
Yeah.
he definitely doesn't have a surgery in an hour and a half, or he would not be at a fucking florist shop. He'd be at the goddamn hospital prepping for surgery.
And then you have this football player who's like on the verge of retiring. What was his name?
Eric Dane. McSteamy.
So what the other guy though? Dempsey, what? He's McSteamy.
No, Dempsey is McDreamy.
Okay, who cares?
So Eric Dane is McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy, and Patrick Dempsey is McDreamy on Grey's Anatomy.
McDickhead is more like it.
Yeah, and basically his publicist is Jessica Biel, and Queen Latifah is there for some reason. They're like sports agency, so they're working with him about whether he's going to retire or not. What else am I missing?
Teenagers.
Oh yeah, and then you have like teenagers like Taylor Swift and
Emma
Roberts
and Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, all the kids, and they're talking about having sex with each other on Valentine's Day. It's really fucking weird and gross. Again, we'll get to that later. And then sort of the last storyline is Bradley Cooper on a plane sitting next to Julia Roberts.
Right.
I like how they take like their two probably most hype. Well, I don't know if they were hype. Julia Roberts and Bradley Cooper, and like their intro in the movies, they're just fucking asleep. Like
he looks pretty well to do. He's wearing a tie and a vest, coming back from overseas. Julia Roberts is in military gear. Obviously, she was on deployment, and now she's coming back. So they're on a long flight for most of the movie, coming back to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
This movie takes place in Los Angeles, not in New York, like New Year's Eve.
Opposite coasts. They had to have a difference, I guess.
Oh, this one takes place in Los Angeles. Okay.
Bi-coastal.
And then, basically it goes through their day. This movie, it was actually better than New Year's Eve at sort of mingling the characters. You have Jamie Foxx sort of going around doing reports, meeting with the different people, and Ashton Kutcher going around delivering flowers, meeting with the different people. And the girl, Emma Roberts, she's the nanny for the little kids, so she's interacting with the old people. You had definitely more interactions in the ensemble.
I will say this. So far, this movie seems more coherent than New Year's Eve.
Yes, I would agree.
It doesn't seem to be as jumpy around to everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's cutting back and forth to these people, but you can actually
can
sort of follow a story of what's happening.
But it basically just boils down to, the generic Valentine's Day thing where the people who are supposed to end up together, and the people who are
jerks
throughout the movie, and Jessica Alba gets cold feet on the engagement and backs out, and so you see her by herself at the end, and Patrick Dempsey, steamy dreamy at the end.
Yeah, everyone gets theirs, basically.
It basically just ends up, with a nice bow on it.
Yeah.
And, it ends on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The people who you were rooting for had the happy ending, and then the people who were not so nice had the sucky ending.
Very predictable stuff.
So they're definitely going to end up together at the end of this.
Yeah.
Because Jessica Alba's going to get cold feet and drop out, and Patrick Dempsey's going to get found out. Hopefully he gets kicked in the nuts at some point, and then they'll end up back together realizing they had something special at the beginning. Bullshit.
All right, Stasi, you go first. What was some of your favorite parts of Valentine's Day?
So, this may not be considered like a traditional favorite part, but I really liked when Jennifer Garner went to San Francisco and she's in the hospital trying to find McDreamy, and she's talking to a nurse and she's like, he's not working here today. And you hear a nurse like off camera answer the phone and she's like, Los Angeles General Hospital or something like that. LA in what she's saying, and they're in San Francisco.
She just said Los Angeles Hospital. She's supposed to have flown to San Francisco.
Yeah, that was terrible editing on their part.
They couldn't catch that in post? Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's so bad. So that was pretty funny to me. I like that a lot because that's a pretty big mistake in a Hollywood movie. I also liked, as far as the storylines went, my favorite one was with the old people, Shirley MacLaine and the other dude, something Elizondo. I can't remember. Hector. I did like their storyline the most. She does end up admitting that she cheated on him with his business partner like 30 years ago.
She fucked a pool boy or mailman or milkman or some sort of other thing when he was off working, and she needed some good, She got it.
But they come back together in a very sweet way, and,
There's a moment in the movie where I thought he might have potentially killed her and then went to the movie that they were all going to go watch by himself.
Yeah, at the Hollywood Cemetery.
I'll be right back. When he goes and he gets his Smith & Wesson out. Murder, suicide, nothing? Okay. That's where he snaps and he kills the bitch, right? Come on, do it. Spice this movie up. Found out she's a cheating whore. A lying, cheating whore. It's like I just killed my wife. It didn't show between that scene and that scene. It's like, yeah, I want to watch this show and then blow my brains out. Oh shit! Like, what if the movie actually did that? That would be a nice twist.
That would be better.
Oh, he didn't kill her. Man, that would have been really cool. I mean, I still would have preferred if he killed her and then shot himself in the head. That would, but okay, I get it. They're not going to do that.
Not in this kind of movie.
Yeah.
I also liked at the very end when Julia Roberts is in the town car that Bradley Cooper had, offered her to get home, and there's a reference to, like, the driver asks her something about, like, Rodeo Drive, and she says, oh, I don't know what she said exactly. What did she say? Anyway, there was some reference to Pretty Woman.
Oh, yeah, like the throwaway stuff at the end in the credits. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, they do, like, a little reference to Pretty Woman. She's like, I used to shop here. It was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Huge.
There you go. You remembered right.
Yeah.
I like that.
I just didn't know what the fuck you were talking about for a second. Yeah. That part was cool.
Yeah. And those were my favorite parts. I mean, my favorite parts didn't have anything to do with the grand story.
There was no grand story.
What did you like about the movie, if anything?
So there's a couple things I actually liked about this movie. One, it had a much more coherent story and a much better use of an ensemble cast than New Year's Eve. Like I said, the characters interacted more with each other. You could actually sort of see a through line rather than just a bunch of separate stories and cameos of actors that really didn't make any sense until like a few things synced up at the end. This one was much more going through the whole movie of how these characters are related to each other or know each other or interact with each other throughout. So that was good. And then probably like the main story point was probably like the one thing that actually wasn't predictable or that I didn't see coming, which, spoilers ahead, was that Julia Roberts was actually the little kid's mother. Because when they introduce them, you think that, oh, this kid's mom died or something. Yeah. She's been flying back across the ocean with Bradley Cooper, and you realize she was deployed, and then she comes home and sees the kid. So I actually didn't see that coming. It was the only unpredictable part of this very predictable movie, so I'll give it some credit for that.
Oh, shit, that's his mom? Oh, okay. Now I get it.
And then the best part of this movie for me was no Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes, he was very happy about that.
If she had been in this movie, it would have been done, but she wasn't, and that's... I don't know why they needed to put her in the sequel as the mystery lady. Again, go watch that review, and yeah, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm not talking about it anymore.
Just wait until we watch Sex and the City, the movie.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
All right, Stassi, so what were some of your least favorite parts of Valentine's Day?
So, least favorite parts, one, Taylor Swift. She's a terrible actress. Sad to say, but it's true. And, yeah, she only got this part, I think, because she's Taylor Swift, and she was very famous.
I just want to say something. I actually agree with you on that. That was the first thing I noted when I was thinking of least favorite parts. She has, like, 3 scenes in this movie, and they are terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I liked Sarah Jessica Parker not being in the movie, Taylor Swift was almost like a mini version of Sarah Jessica Parker.
God, if her music didn't make you want to blow your brains out, her acting sure does. That was awful. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad.
She gets in the elevator at the beginning with this giant bear and starts giving this monologue to, I think, Jennifer Garner. Yeah. And it is just like, oh my God. And it's so bad.
Yeah. Like, no way. Oh my God. Sarah's thought, oh my God. No way.
Because I see you in the lobby all the time.
It's like, could they have gotten her an acting coach or something?
Yeah,
like,
just,
they had to know.
Yeah, just do anything.
They had to know.
It was really rough.
It was for the name recognition.
I don't listen to really any of her music, so I assume she's a much better singer.
She has some good songs.
Actor, so.
She does have good songs. Not all of them.
She should. Has she even been in any other movies since?
I don't think so. Maybe one other one, but no,
good.
she's not an actress, and I think she knows that now.
It's fucking evident.
Based on this experience.
Please continue.
I also didn't like Jennifer Garner being the idiot that she was after Ashton Kutcher told her that dude was married, McDreamy was married, and she still got on the plane to go to San Francisco because she just had to find out the hard way. And yeah, I didn't like that. She should have just listened to him. Other than Taylor Swift, what was your least favorite part?
Okay, so a couple things. One, like with what you said as your favorite part, for some reason, they didn't catch it in editing about her saying LA instead of San Francisco. There was just some like flaws with the filmmaking in this movie. There was some like really bad green screen at one point.
Something with the way that this looks. It just looks like fake. Maybe the windows are green screened or something. I don't know.
I mean, like, we know that this doesn't look good, but also we don't have, a multi-million-dollar Hollywood budget to fix that. So it's just like when the grandpa's driving in the car with the kid, you can tell it's a green screen. There's just stuff like that. And then there's some of the editing mistakes and things like that. Primarily the big one where she's like LA General Hospital, and you're like, isn't she supposed to be in San Francisco?
Yeah.
And then like she's in San Francisco and back to LA in a minute, just some of the stuff like that. But again, whatever. And then as far as like story parts that I didn't like, in the same vein as New Year's Eve, was very generic, very sappy romance.
And the generic blah, 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 word vomit, blah, 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 blah.
Predictable, all the stuff that just, it's like I said, there was the one thing where you didn't see coming, but other than that, everything, this person's going to end up with this person, this is going to happen here, this person's going to show up right at this time and say these words.
We were literally calling it a minute or two before, that's going to be this person.
Just calling it as it goes.
Yeah.
And then finally, there was like this weird storyline with the teenagers, Emma Roberts' character wanting to have sex, lose her virginity with her boyfriend at lunchtime. And she's like telling her teachers about it. She's telling the old people for the little kid who she nannies about it. It's so fucking weird and cringy.
Who tells a teacher that?
Who schedules their first time having sex is the better question.
Yeah? I understand scheduling it. Well, if your parents are going to be gone for the weekend or whatever, and you're like, come over on Friday, Saturday night, that's scheduling it. Scheduling it during lunch is the weird part.
I guess so.
And then, they go to have sex, and it's playing Feels Like the First Time when he's walking into it. It's just come on.
Oh, they're playing Feels Like the First Time.
Of course. That is so cheesy.
God damn it. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie.
Oh, my God. It's the worst.
Yeah, this movie was a little over 2 hours long. They definitely could have just cut that stuff out and just had her interact with the kid and you don't need an 18-year-old figuring out love and life and Valentine's Day. And the two Taylors, the Taylor Swift and the Taylor, the other dude, whatever, yeah. And then they're making out on the track and field with the reporter there, watching them make out and being like, God, I miss high school. It was so weird.
It's like I'm 17 and my dick gets hard when the breeze blows. Anything I can get,
That was you at 17?
It's every guy at 17. Come on.
If I edited this movie, I would be we're cutting this entire line. Yeah. This storyline is out. Teenagers are out. Yeah, we'll just have Taylor Swift sing a song at some point, and we're done with this. So those were my main gripes about the movie. Like I said, it was nowhere near as bad as New Year's Eve. It was actually a semi-coherent, watchable movie. Yeah. But again, not good. Agreed. It's just because I'll put it this way. If I had to pick Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve to watch again, I would pick Valentine's Day over New Year's Eve. That's something. Yeah. That's major, actually. Which kind of leads us into our next point of, would I watch this movie again? No way. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, as soon as we're done watching the 4 rom-com Blu-rays for this YouTube channel, I'm either taking that thing to the gun range or I'm burning it in a fire. I'll pay you back for it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Would you watch Valentine's Day again?
No.
Okay, that was quick.
I get it.
There we go.
I got it.
All right.
No need to watch it again.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Exactly. There's better ways to spend 2 hours of your life.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. All right, so now comes the time in our video. We're going to guess our numbers for box office, budget, and our Rotten Tomatoes score guesses. We have not looked any of this up. Stasi will then pull out her phone and consult the internet to see how close or far off we are.
Yeah.
All right, Stasi, what do you think the budget and box office was for Valentine's Day?
Budget, I think, is $50 million. Box office, I think, was $153 million.
It's very specific.
Yes. You.
I also said $50 million. We did not consult on this. We note this stuff up separately. I also said $50 million on the budget.
Okay.
I said it only made $100 million box office. Because I know it made some money because they made New Year's Eve. They made a sequel. So they had to make some profit on it
in order to
get that piece of garbage greenlit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes. I do think it did better than New Year's Eve. That got 7%.
A well-deserved 7%.
Yes. So I'm going to say critics was 36%. Not great, but still better.
Still enough. Okay.
And I think the audience gave it a 63%. I think they liked it more.
Okay. Yeah, my guesses were pretty close to you. I just went even 30 on the critic, 60 for the audience. People probably liked it more than the critics. It probably made some money. Hence the sequel.
Yeah.
All right, Stasi, look it up on your phone. See how our guesses were.
All right. So, budget. $52 million.
Boom!
Not bad. Okay. And then, okay. The box office was $216.5 million.
No,
that is why they made New Year's Eve.
Holy Well, that movie made money too, right?
Not as much as this one.
Well, no, but I mean, it didn't lose them money.
No,
so they
it made a
money
profit,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
They made money on both, but the margin is much bigger here.
All right, and how about Rotten Tomatoes?
So we kind of overrated it. The critics gave it 18%, and the audience gave it 47%. I actually would have thought it would have been rated higher. Not that our Fs were great, but still.
You think with $200 million that the audience would have rated it a little higher? I guess maybe when this movie came out, people didn't put as much weight into a Rotten Tomatoes score. Like seeing a negative Rotten Tomatoes score probably didn't deter
people from going.
Especially the audience that would go see this movie. Like, I don't think they were consulting Rotten Tomatoes to be like, am I going to go spend my time watching this like people do today?
Right.
Which is kind of maybe a good thing. Maybe it says something about today. I don't know. We're not going to get into that here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, was it that bad? If I had to pick a number to give it, I mean, I would probably give it like a 25. Like, what I give New Year's Eve, like a 15? Yeah, so this is like 10% better than that just because it has a coherent story.
Yeah.
But again, not rewatchable, predictable.
Would you like to hear the critics' consensus?
Okay.
It says, eager to please and stuffed with stars, Valentine's Day squanders its promise with a frantic episodic plot and an abundance of rom-com cliches. I mean, there hasn't been like a third movie made, so maybe they got it. Like, maybe we should stop making these movies.
Yeah.
Because,
we made our money, let's not push it.
Right. Because I don't think the same trio of, writer, producer, director have done something since then. I may be wrong. But maybe they're like, we'll end it on New Year's Eve.
I'm sure if they have done something, Stasi will find out what it is and
I'll find out.
Force me to watch it. All right, so there you have our review of Valentine's Day after watching for the first time. If you enjoyed this video and like the way that we review movies here on our channel, make sure to subscribe and click on notifications so you'll know when we post a new video.
Also, be sure to comment below. Let us know what you think of Valentine's Day, what you thought of our review of Valentine's Day, and also comment your favorite movies that you like to watch on Valentine's Day.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody.
Thanks. Called it.
Yeah. You call everything in this movie because it's the most predictable, generic fucking shit you've ever seen. Oh. All right, wrap this shit up.